Hello there.
Huh?
You're the reporter, aren't you?
Yeah?
You came alone.
Yeah, I'm freelance.
Like any series that emerge from humble beginnings, only to turn into products that don't resemble their initial outing, games like Dead Space and even Tomb Raider come to mind. That said, I believe that the original Dead Rising gave players an experience that Capcom attempted to capitalize on through its sequels, but never quite captured what made the series so great. It's like they've always leaned too far into one system, which would inevitably throw off the balance of creativity and mindlessness found in the series' origins. Back when Dead Rising was released, everyone was talking about how much they loved the characters, time limit, and insane usable weapons. So what do you think Capcom did with the sequels? Well, they went a little too far into each of those points by expanding the world, creating new leads, before bringing back the original lead, and then a bunch of other weird stuff that bloated the entire experience and detracted from the original idea of just being an arcade-like action game with high replay value and one incredibly unassuming protagonist.
God, it's you. Look, don't sneak up on me.
Brad was attacked. I located him on the monitor.
It's probably just a sprain.
I've got to help Brad, or he's done for.
All right, fine.
I had the opportunity to play the 72-hour mode of Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered and share my thoughts on its first 2 in-game days. What I'm happy to report is that this is Dead Rising, and while my memories of the game are mostly tied to watching friends and my older brother play it, I have fond memories of some of the ridiculous things people would do in this game. You see, one incredible aspect of Dead Rising is one that is still true today. It's that the game knows how to be fun. Although I guess based in reality, the entire experience is about understanding when to lean into chaos and insanity, as well as what to do to be grounded and provide context to situations. Dead Rising will never be a game that takes itself seriously, and although the sequels may detract from that, it's very easy to spot within the first hour of this game. So let's start with the improved controls. Thankfully, modern times have improved third-person action games, and Frank West can now be easily controlled through the aisles of this shopping mall, avoiding zombies and saving lives while he can. You can still switch to the classic controls if you want. From the opening moments, I will say that everything is how I remembered it being. The entirety of the experience stays true to the original game with no real changes. Even the NPCs acted as they normally do, but I do feel like the AI has been improved, just because I didn't have to go back and reinstruct the survivors as often as I used to. In fact, I would say that the biggest improvement in Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered are the graphics, which are now in re-engine. Everything looks great, which is more evident during the creepy scenes where the characters are more expressive. During gameplay, again, it's all very much the same. Sure, a game looks noticeably prettier, but don't expect an increase in zombie size, newly updated routes, or scene alterations of any kind. What's evident is just how much fun this game is almost 20 years later. This is a game that wants you to replay it, but it also gives players room to make their own choices and figure out instead of constantly being spoon-fed tips. You're encouraged to try new things and explore areas to save citizens while progressing the main campaign. It's still a little disheartening when people die, but this is a game that you'll want to replay, and it's one that constantly delivers, even through this campaign mode. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I enjoy it when the game is just trying to be a game. A good example of this is the Yakuza series, but I think Dead Rising is just a game that gets it. We don't see these overly complicated features or forced emotional scenes to keep player investment. Instead, here, we have a timed experience with arcade-like systems, which is something that may be pretty difficult to get greenlit today. The demand for Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered signifies that the game industry is hungry for video games. There's always going to be room for large narratives and skill-based action experiences, but sometimes you just want to knock out some zombies while riding a skateboard as a middle-aged photographer through a mall, and I'm glad I can do that now. If anything, the opening of Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster has me looking forward to what awaits and uncovering the newer elements of this remastered package. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on September 18th, 2024. Now, enjoy some gameplay.
Frank, looks like you made it to the North Plaza. There's a supermarket there along with a gun shop, a cutlery shop, and a home center. You'll probably want to stop by and get some supplies.
Jeez.
Noisy Pixel.